I'm Dr. Marcia, and I'm with
Kindra Monet.
And
welcome back to the couch.
Welcome to the couch, and today we'll be talking about jealousy. So listen here, we want to get some feedback and want to hear your experiences within your life, that the jealousy that you might encounter. So hit us up through the comments, because we're going to have some real good conversation going on here on the subject of jealousy.
Yeah.
Woo.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Oh, it's so funny that you have on green. It's appropriate. The green indie.
Green indie jealousy. The green eye sister.
Yes. So.
Yeah. What is jealousy? What's the definition of jealousy?
Jealousy, the state of feeling or being jealous. But synonyms are envy, resentment, bitterness, spite. But it also lists suspicion, distrust, mistrust, insecurity, and anxiety. That is a lot of feelings. With all of those feelings, it's no wonder that jealousy makes people act a little out of character.
Yeah. And it's when you have people, I hear people say frenemies. What's a frenemy?
Yeah, a frenemy is a friend who is jealous and insecure and has anxiety
and
spite.
Suspicion.
And the suspicion is the part that really got me with the jealousy.
Yeah.
There must be, when you're feeling jealousy, you must have to look down and say, where is this really coming from? I think the main thing of jealousy is a fear that something else is being taken away from you because of something else that's going on. That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. And of course, I do a lot of work with women and work with women. And unfortunately, that whole emotion comes up from time to time. And so I never thought about it through the lens of suspicion.
Yeah.
And so sometimes as women, we feel like we just, that this is our territory and we have to protect it, and we can lose it, and so which caused us to act a particular way. And one of the things I dealt with and deal with it comes to jealousy, I realize, with other women who I may get this vibe, all those emotions, and I think about, did I do anything? Did I say anything?
Right.
Or have I treated them unkindly or unfairly and all that kind of stuff? When I find out I've done none of those things, I realize there's nothing I can do to help that sister feel better about me. And so I kind of realize that, because, and I got to reposition them in my life. That's why I don't understand the whole frenemy thing. The frenemy thing.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't understand that, because it's like, why have someone in your life and you're talking to them about your life, and all of the time they have suspicion about you. They don't really think you for them. Yeah. And that blows my mind, And, when I come across that, because, there's enough for everybody.
Right.
There's not, unless someone makes the shirt specifically for you.
Right.
But there's more of this shirt in the stores. Right. So to be upset that someone else has it, it can take you over the top. You can be bothered by, like, dog, we twinning, but
right.
We twinning. And
I do not like to twin.
No woman likes to twin.
But I'm not gonna pour my drink on you.
Right.
Because of it.
I'm talking the extreme.
Yeah.
The extreme.
But you know what I think that is? It's because these are negative emotions that we have. And I think we all need to be honest enough with ourselves to be able to check our emotions. So to be able to say, you know what? I feel some kind of way right now. But where is this feeling coming from? Am I totally valid in feeling this way? It takes a lot of maturity to be able to check your feelings at the door and realize, okay, you know what? I'm feeling jealous right now. But where is that really coming from? I'm jealous that this girl got this promotion. Where am I really jealous from? What am I really jealous about? Am I insecure about my own job and thinking that there's not a promotion out there for me? Right. You have to really be able to check that. And so we're all obligated to feel our emotions. Right. But we have to manage them. Right. And then we have to make sure that our emotions don't turn into negative actions that start to affect other people.
Yes, yeah. And that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
And so, and you have to also realize, like, because of course I deal with church and doing things in church, and I teach and I preach, but I'm not expecting that I'm the only teacher and preacher. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like to want to be the only one is really crazy. I'll never forget, the Lord dealt with me this many years ago, and it's like, and he's like, you are who you are, and nobody else can be you.
No one else has the formula of your makeup, your paradigm.
Right. And he says, so I will bring other women throughout the church, and you be who you are so you could free them to be who they are.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and that helped me to, be okay with other women. I don't sing, I don't play, and can you imagine me being jealous of a woman because she sings and plays, and I do neither? But I feel like it's her light is dimming my light.
Right.
But I am who I am. And so when the Lord began to deal with me early on, just, embrace who you are and celebrate who you are and truly be okay with that.
Right.
So that's the whole thing about insecurity. If I don't feel good about me, I can never feel good about someone else. Mm-hmm. And some of the people I come across who deal with really the strong emotion of jealousy, at the root of it, they really don't like themselves.
Right. That's what it comes down to. It's not about the other person.
Right. Or they feel like their life is just horrible. And we all go through different things in life, but it's like, okay, but it's just a moment. It doesn't define me.
Right.
But when you think your life defines you.
Or there were incidents in your life.
Right. Then you become a hater. And then you become jealous of other people whose life does not look like your life. And, so.
And I think that often jealousy is assumed as a female trait or a feminine emotion, and it is not.
It is not.
I think that when it comes to emotions, men have more freedom to freely express negative emotions. Yeah. Men are allowed to be angry.
Yeah.
They're allowed to, when it comes to, a man can be jealous. A man can, if you're out with a man and another man comes up, it's totally okay for him to say, excuse me. That's my woman. I'm with her.
Right.
And we're like, oh, yeah, we like that. Men are allowed to express that. I think
right.
women, the reason why it can get so catty and below the surface because we're not allowed to come to face with our negative emotions. Yeah. And so they seep out into unhealthy behavior.
Oh, that's so good.
Versus being able to just say,
hey,
you know what?
Step back.
I am feeling a little jealous right now because it's a real emotion, and let me deal with that. And when you can deal with your emotion and know where you are, then it doesn't always have to come out in oddly deciding to be friends with this girl that you're jealous of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Talking about being friends with someone that you're jealous of, but you're friends with someone who's doing a lot of great things in her life, and
Yeah, let's bring on our reoccurring guest at this point,
Come
Jessica
on.
T. Come on the couch.
Yeah.
We always got room for you on the couch, baby
Always
girl.
got room. Yeah, I'm glad to. We're talking about jealousy and that little green-eyed monster, and
Did any of those points of that conversation resonate with you when it comes to the feelings of jealousy?
Everything I was saying was absolutely true and real. And it is a real emotion, so I do like that you said that.
I think we need to recognize our emotions and not be so afraid of them or just dismiss them. Just you have to process them so that you can let them out in a healthier way.
Yeah, you ask yourself what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this about her? What is it? Is it her? Or is it me?
Right.
And when you kind of but that takes time. You have to really be willing to kind of step back some and put the mirror up to see yourself and say, hey, I'm feeling a little salty about this person just because she's just sitting in a seat. She's doing absolutely nothing. Why am I annoyed with her? Or why does her hair get on my nerves?
Right.
Those nails. Why are those things bothering me? Oh, well, the hair, my hair needs to be done, and I can't afford to get my hair done right now.
Right.
And, that's real, right? And sometimes you go through those things I just think it's funny with mother-daughters, and they jealous of their daughters.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's crazy. I've seen that happen before, and it's ridiculous.
It's I can't be.
You should be happy that this extension of yourself is
That's
flourishing.
That's the whole thing. To me, it's a look down memory lane, and some moms, can't embrace the fact that that season of their life has passed, and now you have a younger version of yourself, and I look at you're a younger version of your mom, and you're a younger version.
You definitely are a younger version
of
my mom.
So much so, it's crazy. You're a younger version of me, and I could try to keep up. It'd be crazy. I see Kindra wear something. Oh, I'm gonna rock that too. That's not gonna look good on me. It's just not gonna look good on me. And so it's the whole thing of letting someone be who they are and celebrating that and realize, okay, but that's not me. I can't do that.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. You know, but it takes that mirror and saying, okay, just, I'm feeling short-handed on this, or I feel like I wasn't dealt the cards, you know, that so it's just really crazy. But to get caught up, I think jealousy also, to me, I say this, because it's like, it has an energy, it's a spirit. And so my mom raised me not to be jealous, you know, and she wouldn't allow me to be jealous. And I think that's where it came from. For me, you know, growing up. And if she would see me looking at someone, if I wanted something because someone else had it, she's like, well, why do you want that? Do you want it because you like it? Or do you want it because your friend Kimmy has it? And I was like, because Kimmy has it. Well, no, you can't get it. You know, let her have it. And so it's like, so I had to learn early on that it's okay for people not to have things and I not have it. So I learned to like, okay, that's her thing. And so it helped me to let women have things that I don't have.
Right.
You know, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, because we got different shapes, sizes, different seasons of our lives, and it'd be crazy to be trying to keep up with other women. You know?
So what do you think has been the big thing that has prevented jealousy from brewing with me and you?
It's a very good
as
question.
friends through all different phases of life? If you haven't seen our past episode on relationships, me and Jessica have been friends for about 20 years now and have been through multiple phases, but have been able to keep our friendship alive through them. So
Yes. Well, I don't know if this really ties to jealousy, but I know when I first came to the Bailey family, because I'm an honorary Bailey. My name is Jessica T. Bailey. And so one thing, I grew up as the only child with my mom, so they broke me out the only child syndrome very quickly. And a lot of that with single children, that comes with jealousy, because you're used to having everything that you want when you have it. So I guess that was kind of the catalyst. And I don't know, I guess me and you have always just been so transparent with each other. We just, I really, because that's never been an issue for us, like with jealousy. And I think it comes back to being secure in yourself too.
Absolutely.
Because jealousy, even secure people, I feel like, you know, jealousy can creep up on anybody. But like Dr. Marcia was saying, if you are able to check yourself, and that comes with being secure, realizing that, okay, I am feeling this emotion right now. It's not cool. Okay, and kind of checking yourself about it. But with me and you, I guess we were just always able to celebrate each other. I don't know, because jealousy has really never
we
really been a thing.
And I think we, when one of us has a great moment or has something that they're celebrating, I think it motivates both of us. Like we use it as, we inspire each other rather than be jealous of each other. When Jessica's internship in Atlanta that summer is what made me get an internship in New York and what made me move to New York, because I was like, look at Jessica, she like got an internship out of the city, out of state, and she's doing her thing and like PR and entertainment and pursuing what she likes. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should go pursue what I like. And it was not in a competitive way, but in a way that her move inspired me to make my own, rather than to look at that and just be jealous of her. Because that energy would have went to being jealous instead of creating my own way.
Right. It enlarged your capacity to see yourself at a different space, and rather than, like you said, you know, trying to compete, you said, well, maybe I can. Because the crazy thing is, the whole thing with jealousy is so counterproductive, because we as women, we glean from one another. You know, and so when you're jealous of someone, you really can't glean from them.
You're missing out.
You're missing out on what God has created in this unique individual. And so, but you have to be a true celebrator to draw from that. You know, and so, but when you're jealous, you're like, you're suspicious, and when you're suspicious, you're closed. And when you're not trusting that person, so you're not bringing to the table who you should bring to the table at that moment. And there's certain moments in your life, and I discovered in my life, when I come across different women, that God is challenging me to bring an element of me to that table. And so I have to be willing to be open and vulnerable in my space. But unless I really love me, I can't bring me. So if I have dealing with some insecurities, then I'm not bringing me, and then I'm suspicious of this person. And so all that stuff in the atmosphere at the table, on the couch, it keeps people closed. So I never really get the real her, and you never get the real me. So but we're here to exchange, you know, different things about ourselves to each other so we can grow.
And I think we've both gone on our own personal journeys in becoming confident people and finding value in ourselves, which allows us to have a healthy friendship without jealousy, because we've done the work on ourselves. And
Right.
you have to be aware and be actively working in order to get to that point. There was recently where I noticed that there was a girl that I was a bit jealous of.
Really?
Yeah, like we both have some mutual friends. She's in New York as well. We're in like similar industries, and I know of her, so like I think we follow each other. And I found myself looking at her picture, and it was beautiful, and I didn't want to like it. You know, I'm like, I'm not liking her. She don't need no more
Yep,
likes.
been there.
You know what I mean? She don't need any more likes. She got
Been
them.
there.
You know, like she's on that trip that I would rather be on, and she's in the shape that I would rather be in. She could be thinking I'm in the shape that she would rather be in.
Yeah.
You
Isn't
know,
that something-
and
that's how it works.
but I
That's how it
had to
goes.
check myself
Yep.
up, and I said, you know what? She's doing her thing. Let me celebrate her.
Right.
Her doing her thing has no negative impact on my life. And especially with social media, we have to remember we're looking at everybody's highlight reel. We're not seeing their down moments. Just like no one is sometimes people do, and it's a little much, but you know, no one's getting on there with taking pictures, cry like today was so hard. It's like that's
Right.
not what we're sharing.
Right.
Right.
And so you have to be able to look at someone else's highlight reel and say, your highlight reel looks good, and keep it moving
Right.
and let it be that.
And it's so good you said that because it's a highlight reel, but you start having an emotion of a person you know who's doing certain things, you've seen certain things, you're like,
Right.
it's like he's like, wait a minute, let me check that, because as we're talking about this whole thing about jealousy, I'm thinking about times in my life, have I been jealous of other women, and what stimulated that, and it's real funky. It's real funky because I've never been typically a jealous person till I remember I went through a season, a time when I was like feeling insecure of myself, which caused me to be jealous. And so the whole thing was rooted in, as we were growing in ministry. It's like I kind of, when I'm in something, I'm just doing it. I'm not looking at what I'm doing. You understand?
Right.
I'm not surveying the magnitude of stuff. I'm just in that moment. And so, so something was like organically happening, and then I was hearing voices of people telling me what I should be doing, what I need to be doing, and what this person is doing. And then all of a sudden, I start feeling like I wasn't enough,
The comparison game.
Yeah.
Comparison is the thief of
Yeah.
contentment.
Yeah, and I'm like, I thought I was okay. I was like, so I thought I wasn't enough. And once I started feeling like I wasn't enough, all the other people who were doing what I was doing, I started side-eyeing them. And I was like, hold up, that has not been me, because I played competitive sports, and I had to be team sports and individual sports, running track. And so I had to get on a line and be next to someone competing against them, but then chilling with them in an event. So I learned how to compete but not hate. And all of a sudden, I was like shifting. And so I realized, okay, I'm feeling like I'm not enough. Now I'm hating on this person here.
Yeah, you have to check that.
That's
Yeah,
what happens.
and so I had to say, okay, whether I'm enough or not. First, I had to go through this whole thing of, okay, I'm not enough. Let me do this to be enough. Let me do that, and then I'll be enough. Then I realized, you know what? I am who I am.
Yeah.
Whether you may feel like I'm not enough, go for it. I'm not going to be the total package.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the total package. That was the most freeing place for me to be. And once I said I don't have to be the total package,
Be yourself.
yeah, when I start seeing these different women doing different things, I'm like, okay, go girl.
Yep.
And I could speak versus becoming the one, because I experienced that. I speak to people in the eyes or
I do that all the time with the whole
Good.
speak first thing. When I see that someone sees me and they're like trying to, I don't
Not
know.
speak to you?
I guess whoever speaks first has to be the most humble. I don't
doing
know.
homage to the great one.
Yeah, but I'm like, hey girl, we know each other.
Right,
We're
yeah.
here.
So I was like, then once I got there, I was able to kind of convert back to my old self and be that person who speaks versus the one who sees you and know you, you know me.
And
I
we
the-
see each other.
and you won't speak.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So that's so ugly. Let's not do that to each other. Okay, let's not do that, because
Yeah.
jealousy is an ugly thing.
And one last thing that I thought about, what helps with jealousy, not being jealous in your friendships, I think it helps when you and your friends are equally yoked.
That's
So
major.
I think that's kind of like
That's
the foundation. So
major.
if both y'all like goal chase, even though you're chasing different goals, but if both y'all are chasing success, even though it plays out different ways, that really helps. Because if you have the friend that's really ambitious and then the friend who's not ambitious, I
Right.
feel like eventually it's just gonna bump heads and not gonna be good. So I think that's really what helped with me and Kindra.
That is the factor
We
were
of
both
having that
equally
like
yoked.
mind and both being able to go for our own goals and celebrate.
Yeah, so
it
it like
allows
inspired,
you.
fueled us. Like when she does something, girl, I'm like, okay, now I need to tighten up. So we kind of like propel each other. Versus if either one of us were stagnant, it would just be like this person just keeps climbing and I'm standing here. So
That's
That's
good.
good.
Equally
That's
yoked
good.
friendships limits the jealousy factor. That's really
That's
good.
really good. That's awesome. So let's move past the emotion of jealousy.
We all feel it at times,
You gotta check that thing.
but we just have to continue to feed ourselves and know that we are enough the way that God made us, and just continue to celebrate
like
the
that.
women around us.
Feed yourself, because
Feed
when you're
yourself.
insecure, you're starving.
Yep.
Yes.
There's a hungry you.
You gotta hype yourself up
you got
sometimes.
to hype yourself up.
Hype yourself. Say, girl, you got it going on.
Right, and that way you celebrate yourself, and
Yeah.
then you're full enough to celebrate the next woman.
Yeah, truly celebrate yourself so you can celebrate each other
Yeah.
and one another. So that's pretty cool. Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
great.
ladies. Awesome conversation on the couch. Let us know your thoughts on jealousy, and we'll get back at you.
And we'll
So
see you next time on the couch.
have a great day.